Hello there, Annie. How are you doing?
Hello. Hi.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Awesome. I can hear you as well. It's such a pleasure to meet you. My name is Javier.
Hi, Xavier. I'm Dharni.
Hi
Nice
there,
to
Annie.
meet you too. Thank you for being my mentor.
No, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure being your mentor. I just want to welcome you to the course and just congratulate you for taking this decision
Thank you.
of investing on your skills. So I would like to present myself and get to know you a little bit more, and then we can discuss a little bit about the course. Just
Yes.
before to let you know, I'm required by Udacity to record these meetings just for
Okay.
quality assurance, right?
Okay. Okay.
Awesome. So I've been a mentor for a year now, and I've
Okay.
mentored more than 100 students. And so I have seen dozens and dozens of students completed these courses successfully. And I have finished Udacity's data analyst course and also data engineering course, which is the one you're taking right now. So I know
Yeah.
exactly what you're going through. I've completed each and every project. I've gone through all the steps, and I've been a data engineering mentor for over 8 months now. So I've
Okay.
seen about 50 or 60 students of mine graduate now,
Oh,
and I really really enjoy it, and I believe you'll be successful if you put in the time, which I'm
thank you
sure
so
you
much.
will.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about being your mentor. Well, can you tell me a bit more about yourself? Just why did you decide to choose this program, and what do you expect to get out of it?
Yes, sure. Actually, I was working as a software engineer back in India for 3 years. So, which was basically involved in relational database development, such as Oracle and PL/SQL development, with some kind of Java backend coding.
Okay.
So once I moved back to US, I wanted to move my career towards data engineering. So I started searching for something. So I get to know that I wanted to know more about non-relational databases as well. So I wanted to explore things and I wanted to get to know it so better so that I can move my career in a certain fine way. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's great to
Yeah.
hear. And with that background, with using SQL, I mean, you will have no trouble
Yes.
with the first projects. I know you already completed the first project,
Yes.
and
Yes.
you're
Yes.
moving forward. So
Yeah, that's what I was able to get to know the concepts clearly. I was able to visualize everything as part of relational databases. But just the thing that I have given some interviews before, but so I don't have any idea of how to handle the interview perspective of things relational other than relational databases. So I just need some kind of tips so that I can move forward in a way that,
right,
yeah.
right, that makes sense, and I believe this course will help you achieve your goal for sure.
Okay. Okay.
So let me share something with you, and then we can talk about how the one-on-one works. All right.
Okay.
So I've put together for you a small calendar.
Okay.
So this learning plan is just a guideline. I'm going to share with you after our call ends. So it basically has your starting date, which was January 1st, and it provides a guideline of a progress, how a progress would look if you spend about 2 hours per day or about 10 hours per week. Okay,
Okay.
so for
Okay.
example, today is January 18th. So you should be working on the first data modeling with Postgres, which I believe you already completed.
Yeah, I have already
Awesome,
completed it. Yeah.
awesome. So that means that you're ahead of the schedule. Now
Yeah.
this is
I'm
for you,
just,
so you can modify it as you wish to do so.
yeah, yeah. I think I have maintained the schedule before, and then since I'm not like, I just wanted to finish the course. I mean, to get to know the things later. So just whatever the time that I can, I'm just contributing it towards learning in Udacity.
Right, right. I
Yeah.
think that's the way to go. I mean, if you can dedicate more hours to it and finish earlier, go ahead for sure. Especially since this part must have felt easy because of your background,
Yes.
but now you're moving to no relational database, so that's
Yes.
going to be good.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I'm going to send this to you. You can modify it as you wish, and every time we're going to have a meeting, I'm going to ask you three things. All right. So I'm going to ask, how's your progress coming along in the program? we're going to take a look at this schedule and just to see that you're actually following or you are surpassing.
Okay.
Those
Yeah.
two
Okay.
options are good, but not
Okay.
behind.
Okay.
And then I'm going to ask, are there any changes we should make to your learning plan? So in terms of maybe if you fell behind, we'll modify a little bit so that you're back on schedule, right?
Okay.
Which
Okay.
is
Yeah.
not the issue right now because you're
Yeah.
ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
And finally, what can I help you with today? So that's going to be the vast majority of our time. We're going to spend about 5-10 minutes in the first two questions, and then you'll have 20 minutes to ask as many questions as you wish. We can go over some code. I can review your project. We can walk through some projects, or I can explain some concepts either we're not clear enough. So that basically that time is for you to use it as you wish.
Okay. Okay.
And
Yeah.
you can schedule one-on-one with me every week. That's the maximum. It's not mandatory to schedule every week. So if you feel like you don't need that week, that's fine as well.
Okay. Okay.
But you can do so every week. And that's how the one-on-one meeting works. Do you have any questions on how to schedule the one-on-one meeting?
No, I think I was able to do it last time. Yeah, it has your Calendly meeting that is showing up in the student hub. Yeah, I
Awesome.
was able to schedule it on that. Yeah.
Perfect.
Mm.
All right. Now, before well, first of all, do you have any I'm going to give you like a small overview of like Udacity's interface,
Okay.
but before I do so, do you have any questions about the contents or anything you want to go over with, or
Uh, no, as part of as far as I have gone through till now, yeah, I think I am fine with the contents. So I'm just taking a little bit time to understand the concept of NoSQL databases, which involves um, light confusion in clustering and partition keys.
that's
That's where
awesome.
I'm, yeah, that's where I'm little bit like trying to analyze more on that, so that get to know better. But I don't have clear idea of what is happening between clustering and primary keys.
Right.
Yeah.
So, what do you understand as a primary key?
So primary key, so in a non-relational databases, so it is like a unique row to get the values uniquely in a row.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
now since it's a non-relational database, that means that you can have kind of the same data each row, but you don't want that.
Yes.
So you need to use a composite primary key. Have you heard about that one in the
Yes.
course?
Yes.
What do you
Yes.
understand about that?
Composite primary key, if I'm not able to make a particular column unique, so I'll make uniqueness in the table with two columns combined together. Suppose maybe
Exactly.
if an employee table, I can make employee ID and name as together as a composite key, which acts as a primary key in a table. So that's what I know about the primary key.
That's amazing. That's the way
Yeah.
to go. Now,
Yeah.
where you define the primary key, you have the option of also defining some clustering columns. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is basically I can share another article that goes in depth with it, but it's basically just the way that the lookup is going to work once you already start looking up something. So let's say that your composite key has two main things. It has the album name and then the album year, for example, and
Yeah.
that's your composite key, right?
Yeah.
So when you define that in your primary key, the first argument that you put putting together is going to become the clustering key. So that means that you're going to the lookup is going to start with that one. So when you make your query, the way it's going to work in the database is first going to filter all the results by the first part of the primary key and then filter them by the second part of the primary key. So that's basically like the use of the clustering key, a way of querying the database faster depending on the order that you specify in your primary.
Okay, okay, yeah. It's just a defining. So it's a way to get the data from the database in a order, right?
Exactly.
Clustering. Yeah,
Exactly.
clustering is like just an order of getting the data. And
Exactly.
so primary key or partition key defines the row, I mean table definition actually. So primary key is table definition and way to retrieve is clustering key. Are the
Exactly.
differences right? Yeah.
Exactly. Yes, you're absolutely right. Awesome. All right, and I can share some a link for that as well.
Okay.
And I believe I have a video of myself explaining it with some slides, so I
Okay.
can share that with you as well. All right, awesome. You're I
So if
think
you have any video, yeah, that I think that would help for me because I probably look for videos rather than contents.
of course,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I can share it with you. Absolutely. But you seem to be on a good spot with it. That's good.
Yeah.
All right.
Just trying to understand the concepts in a deeper way. So that's what I was able to get the things in a way properly, but I'm not sure if I'm going in a right way or how am I going to proceed if I wanted to face a interview as an interview perspective. I don't.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and but I think you know that what concepts you're going to ask and what concepts you need to understand. So I think you're on the right track.
Okay.
Awesome. So just like a really small overview, so that you can grasp all what Udacity has for you.
Okay.
Here in this lower left tab, you have some extracurriculars. Intro to Python, SQL for data analysis. So it's basic stuff, but feel free to use it. These are not part of the main course, so these are not required.
Okay.
But I mean, they're for you to use if you need them, right? But I
Okay.
would suggest not to spend a lot of time there.
Okay.
Just maybe if you need to refresh your memory about some concepts, watch some videos, but go back to the main course.
Okay. Sure.
Um, the other thing is the way Udacity works, you're not required to watch all the videos. What's really important is that you do finish all the projects, all right?
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I don't recommend skipping the videos. Watch them all if you can, but what you definitely cannot skip are the projects, right? Because
Yeah.
that's what's going to define if you graduate or not. Okay. Cool. Now the project's due date it's a soft deadline. That means that nothing happens if you miss that deadline. It just means that it will take longer for you to finish. Thus, you will need to pay more.
Yeah.
So as soon as you finish your projects, you're done paying. Okay,
Okay.
and you have access to this student hub, which is basically a chat where you have access to all the different students or are here. No, that's my. Oh yeah, this is the knowledge hub.
Yeah.
You can ask some questions here. You can look for some questions that have been asked, and this is like a reference of questions. And then you also have the student hub where you can ask questions directly to me. This is the best way to communicate with me. I try to check this every day. So if you have a question that pops in your head that day, during that day, just type it, and you can expect an answer from me the following day.
Yeah. Sure. Sure.
And the briefcase right here, this is your career portal. This is really cool because it has some resume reviews, it has some network resources, LinkedIn reviews, GitHub reviews. It has even some interview practice where you record
Okay.
yourself answering some questions and you
Okay.
can review. So I
Oh.
definitely recommend you take a look at that when you feel ready for the job hunt. Some people, depending the amount of time you have in your hands, do both. Like they walk through the main course and but also uh, make a little bit of progress with this. But if you finish the main course, you will have access to this forever. So
Okay.
I suggest you focus on the main course, and once you're done with that, you can focus your energy on this one. But it's once again, it's as you wish.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. So if I finish my course completely, I will be able to face the interviews via Udacity as well, right? Like just a mock interview to understand how much is my knowledge level.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
yeah. You can take actually as part of your degree, you're required to have two career portal projects, the one for your resume and the one for your LinkedIn, I believe. But these are also available to you when you finish your course.
Oh.
So yeah, and it has the interview practice over here and the technical interview as well. So yeah, you have access to
So yeah, just one more question. So
that. Yeah, go
whatever
ahead.
the one project that I have submitted on, I have just used Workspace for that, and I have developed it locally in my system.
All
But
right.
I haven't uploaded it anything in GitHub or GitHub. Actually, I haven't used it till now. Just I'm like exploring it to learn it further.
Right.
Do you recommend it uploading it in GitHub for my further interviews, or is it okay to just submit my project in Workspace?
It's okay to just submit in Workspace. That's fine. I do suggest you upload it to GitHub. It's easier to share your projects with an employer,
Okay.
and it shows like green squares, which means that you're programming. So I do suggest you upload them. I mean, these projects are going to be part of your portfolio now. So I think that's an easy way of sharing those projects through GitHub.
Okay. Yeah.
So feel free to upload them, but it's not required. But I do suggest it.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
Oh no, I think as far as this progress, I think I'm good now. So if you have anything that I can learn apart from this part, so that I can any other topics that is not covered in this course, so you can just let me know so that I'll have a look into that as well.
Awesome. Yeah, for sure. I'm going to share a little bit more about clustering keys with you after our call. I'm also
Okay.
going to share this calendar, which you can modify as you wish.
Okay.
And we'll keep in touch through Student Hub. That's the best way to reach me. So we'll keep in touch there, and whenever you want to make another mentor meeting call,
Yeah.
you
Sure.
can be available as well.
Yeah.
It's a
Sure.
pleasure to meet you there, Ernie. I'm pretty sure
Thank
you'll be
you.
successful, and I'm going to be here to help you.
Thank you so much. It was nice to meet you as well.
All right.
Yeah.
See you
Bye.
soon. Bye bye.
Yeah. Bye.